big implosion at The View. What are they going to do? Barbara Walters is gone, and Sherry is gone, and now Jenny McCarthy is gone.
They're going to have to reinvent that show, and I think that's going to be difficult to do.
I do, too, especially because you have such a large portion of the cast going, everybody except Whoopi, it seems. And, you know, I don't know what happened there. I mean, I think that the Jenny McCarthy move was good. She had come under so much heat for her stances on vaccines, that she was anti-vaccine, and comes onto the show, and it almost seemed like people thought that The View was saying, okay, that position is okay.
Right. It was always going to be difficult with Barbara Walters, who created the show, who was its steadying journalistic presence. Once she retired, if she stays retired, I'm not so sure about that.
Well, she's already coming back to do one interview. She can't stay away.
Right. But I think, you know, one of the things, when I interviewed Barbara Walters for the show some months ago, I said, why don't you ever talk about politics? And she said, well, you know, it's not Meet the Press. But people forget that The View, when it was really on, when it was hot, was a must-stop for presidential candidates. President Obama and Michelle Obama have been there. And once you take yourself out of that conversation, then it's kind of like a celebrity chat fest with a bunch of women.
And what's wrong with a bunch of women?
The celebrity chat fest.
Okay. But they are, Time Magazine actually reported that they're considering putting a man in there.
Does that sound like another Fox News show?
Like the outnumbered?
Right.
A little copycatting going on there?
Right. But what is the point? Once you put men in there, you know, you've kind of taken away the one unique thing it has. Now, of course, there are other shows now like The Talk that do what The View did, which seemed kind of cutting edge 17 years ago. But do you want to see men on The View?
Why not?
Because then it's like every other show in America.
No, there are a lot of, well, there's pairings, male, female, yes, but there are women talk shows. You just don't watch them.
What do you make of the fact that ABC basically fires every remaining cast member except Whoopi Goldberg and says, oh, we are taking the show in an exciting new direction?
Don't you love the PR spin at the networks? It's fabulous, right? And notice that they didn't name anyone else, which means they got nothing.
Right. I mean, the messy part of this is, okay, once Jenny McCarthy and Sherry Shepherd, who I guess basically the most noteworthy thing they did this summer was take off their tops.
Oh, my gosh, right. And they had black boxes here, right? And they did the news naked.
Yeah. Well, once that's almost
talk about reaching.
But after that, I mean, when did The View even make news this season, doing something controversial? Remember the days of Rosie O'Donnell?
They made news when Barbara Walters retired, and they had all of the anchors come out, and they had Hillary Clinton come, and everybody set her. Okay, they made news.
Right.
That's the answer to your question.
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's an important franchise that really did figure out a way to marry, you know, cultural talk with celebrity chat with a little bit of politics.
They would bring men on. I remember they bring Harrison Ford
on. Oh, as guests, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Who wants to see a guy every day? I mean, come on.
Not me.
But I think the danger here is that it's lost its reason for being. If it's going to be like every other show, why do you need
This is the problem. This is the problem. I think when you have someone of such star power in Barbara Walters, when she steps away, it loses the zeitgeist. The show loses its essence almost, and then it becomes much more difficult to retool.
Right. Well, Barbara Walters, as you know, had more than star power. She had the sort of journalistic credentials to give the show some heft.
Yes, that's
so
what
I don't
meant.
know. What if Diane Sawyer decides to join? What if Katie Couric decides to join?
She's not doing that. She's global news anchoring.
Yeah,
at
for
Yahoo.
Right.
She's not doing The View.
Right. So if we are wrong and they hire a bunch of great, dazzling cast members and it becomes more popular than ever, then I guess we'll have to come back here and say...
we were wrong.
But I don't think so. We're back here next week with more After the Buzz.